Hey everyone, it's Matt.
And this is Lucas,
And this is Thanks for Playing.
the podcast where we break down the most iconic video games the world has to offer.
Ho! Woo! Little delayed there. Little glitch in the simulation there.
I'm trying to
but,
manage a Twitch chat at the same time, so
you're good,
my
baby.
apologies.
You're good. We got a fun one today, everyone. We got a really big fun one today. But first, we got a lot of special guests on this one. We're just gonna go through the row here. Timron, what's up, baby?
Hey, how's it going? Life is good, I think. Maybe.
Life is good.
Maybe not. You know what? It's fine. We're good. Fantasy's cool.
wow.
I'm cool. I'm here with you guys. Yeah, whatever. Move on.
Sick.
That sounded really
All
sad,
right.
but okay, yeah.
A little bit. Seasonal depression
All
is real, boys.
Tim. Yeah, Tim, cheer us up, baby. How you doing?
What's up, everybody? Happy holidays from
There
the
it
number
is.
one seed in the TFP Fantasy League. Let's go!
Yep.
Ooh.
You know, my
ass.
team's coming to life at the very end.
Pretty
which is pretty
boy.
upsetting.
Bitch.
Pretty
Soft.
A bitch.
I'm really happy to be here. Really happy to be here.
And last but not least, Chambers, the milkman. Milk Daddy, how you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling milky, full of
Hell
full
yeah.
of dairy. I'm good. I
Yeah.
had a chill day today, and I'm here with my friends.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great
Yes.
Tuesday to
I
be
love it.
recording here right now.
So big episode. So we got a follow up to the Game Awards here. Obviously, well, the game announcements, I should say. About 10 minutes of
game
actual
ads.
game announcement, game award
You like
stuff,
ads.
and then about an hour and a half of game announcements and about 40 minutes of Jeff Keighley jerking himself off to Kojima. That's pretty much sums up the whole event, honestly. But before we dive into that, everyone, you know, I think obviously along with what we've been playing, I think December is like a pretty, you know, it's a pretty big gaming month. You know, it's getting darker sooner. You know, we know Lucas gets really into his RuneScape. That's like his tradition that he goes on. So I'd love to hear from the boys. Do you have like any gaming traditions you get into December? Any like gaming habits that come out once it gets darker? Highlight. What about you?
December is kind of a weird month, at least in the first half, because I work in higher ed. I think it's come up before. And honestly, dude, work gets me so gassed that I actually don't play as much in like the first 2-3 weeks of December. So my gaming time takes a dip, and I'm experiencing that right now. Like, I maybe put in 5 hours of Baldur's
not
Gate in
dedicated.
like the last 2 weeks. Nah, dude. You know, I got bills to pay. I got work to do. But then the beautiful thing is, finals week comes and goes. Work like super decreases as people kind of shuffle off on vacation. I get to work from home all next week. So I anticipate that my gaming time is going to spike.
yeah.
So usually during the holiday
And
season,
then Christmas.
yeah, Christmas week, New Year's week, I tend to put in a lot of gaming, which I'm looking forward to. So it starts slow and then it like spikes.
Nice.
Right on.
So-
Tim, what about you, King?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Timron in the sense that things are a little hectic at work right now, but I try to find the time to game when I can. And then usually what I like to do, because kind of throughout the year, I like to, bounce between different games. But over the last year or so, I'm trying to really focus on, one specific game and just, kind of get through it. And I'm trying to make that my new tradition and just new everything in general. So we'll get to the game in a little bit, but I just try and, fit it in when I can, basically. So
I love it.
That's what she said.
Milkman, how about you?
Yeah,
Look
exactly.
Gotta clip
Look at,
that.
look at Chambers, baby.
Look at
That's
me.
content. That's content.
It's my turn.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I wouldn't say this is a tradition, but I've retreated to my normie ways recently, and some of my friends have peer pressured me to purchasing Call of Duty. I've been
You're playing COD?
I've been playing COD and some
Bro, let's
Warzone.
play.
Yeah, let's run it, dude. Let's get some dubs.
It's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah,
You don't
let's-
want Matt on your team.
Bro, I'm sick.
I've played Apex with them. I know how it goes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I
don't remember I can't remember the last dub I got with you, Chambers. You have to carry me.
it's a
How are you
It's
liking
a heavy
all the
backpack.
maps that you played already?
that they're honestly the multiplayer sucks. but
And the campaign is great, right?
I
heard the
didn't even
campaign is
download
really
the
awesome.
campaign, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I play the multiplayer for the purpose of leveling up weapons that I want to use in Warzone. That's the only reason I play multiplayer. I do like search and destroy. That's probably the only game mode in Call of Duty I truly think is fun. But yeah, just playing Warzone with the homies. Fortnite as well, honestly. When I say normie ways, I'm serious.
Yeah, you're seriously in the normie zone right now.
And some Rocket League as well, which I will be streaming. I made a friend with a senior in high school that lives in New Mexico on there. Yeah, I made friends with a stranger recently online.
We're not going to clip what you just said about becoming friends with a senior in high school.
I don't.
We're gonna assume
I think you should.
PG.
Yeah.
There's no grooming.
I didn't ask them if they were, but I keep it.
Chambers is like, by the way, how old did you say you
I
were?
made a friend.
That's what Josh Giddey said.
Oh no!
Harsh.
So Milkman is like Josh
that might
Giddey
deserve
of
a clip in and of
TFT.
itself.
Yeah.
Oh God, you do not
love
want that
it.
title, Chambers.
Oh yeah, Chambers. Well,
Okay,
Josh
so you made
Giddey
a
walks so
little
Chambers could
friend.
run.
So you made a little friend.
Yeah, I did.
God.
Okay. And
anything else?
It's awful.
That's it. Well,
that
every time I log into Rocket League now, he invites me to play with him. So that's cool. I have like
Okay.
a Rocket League buddy now. That's all it was. There's no
Nice.
That's
nothing
all it
devious
is,
about
right?
the friendship. All right.
that's all it is. That's
Okay.
all it
All it
is.
is.
Let's
It's-
make sure that's all it is.
All right.
Innocuous.
Okay.
We'll take
Well-
your word for it.
Well, the commissioner
I
will
just
conduct his
started
investigation. So
Go ahead,
I
Matt.
just started playing the finals, and I started that last night for the first time.
Yeah.
That game, not gonna lie, boys, it's pretty fun. It is actually exceptionally fun. Yeah, it's like a 3v3, 3v3, I think, 4 squads, or 3 squads of 3 in a match. It's kind of like a capture the flag type thing, but it's super, super fluid. It's a very dynamic game. It's like, I don't know, I can't explain it. There's a lot of like demolition in it. The environment's very destructible. 3 classes, heavy, light, medium, and I'd say go check it out. It's really fun, especially if you're, looking for new FPS. Maybe you're tired of COD, or maybe you're tired of Apex. I think this is a very fun game, and a very kind of, injects a pretty fresh take on a pretty tried genre. So I definitely recommend checking it out. I've been playing a lot of Lethal Company. That game's hella fun. A little bit
you
of
guys are
Call
on
of
Lethal
Duty as
Company.
well. And then, what else have I been playing? Those are the main ones. And then I am very excited. I decided I'm going to be streaming Overcooked. Not Overcooked. Well, I have been playing Overcooked.
Oh, Overcooked
That'd be fun to
is sick.
stream. I'm going to
Overcooked
stream.
good
Crazy
game.
to stream.
That'd be a... yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going to...
Good?
It is a good game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a great game, but
Yeah.
like, man, people get angry.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But no, I'm going to stream Kingdom Hearts
Oh.
for the podcast. So we've
Did
done...
you confuse Overcooked with Kingdom Hearts again?
I did, yeah. I did.
Yeah,
I
that's
do that,
great. So I do that all the
regularly.
they are
I can
pretty
see how you
similar.
do
that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Two good
Yeah.
games.
yeah.
There's like ducks in both of them, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, stoked for that because we did Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 for the podcast, and just with our schedule these days, I feel like it's pretty unlikely we're gonna get to Kingdom Hearts 3 anytime soon. But I've been kind of wanting to play it again, so I figured this would be a good way to do it. And pretty much every Kingdom Hearts game is available on PC now. So once I do 3, I think I'm gonna go backwards and do 3, 2, 1, and that's like a good 60 hours of gaming right there. Actually more like 80 to be honest. So I'm stoked for it. Some good times
Nice.
ahead.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Some good stuff you're playing.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
for me, I downloaded the finals. I just did like some of the quick play mode, like late Friday afternoon. And I dig it. I think it has a lot of potential. I'll definitely be playing it. It's a free to play game, so just like no harm downloading it or anything. I'm pretty stuck on Apex right now, though. Honestly, I got a pretty decent squad right now with the homies, Abel and Jeremy. And one thing about the finals that I will say off the bat that makes me sad is it doesn't feel like the world of the finals is as alive as like Apex, and you don't play as a champ in the finals, so you kind of miss like a little bit of the voice lines that you don't realize that you would miss.
You like the
That's-
voice lines in Apex?
I like playing as a named character.
Okay.
in a game.
That's fair.
Like I like playing as a champion in League. I like playing as a hero in Overwatch. I like playing as an Apex champion.
Yeah.
in
They
Apex,
offer a pretty good amount of like customization though on your
I do-
character.
I
where
do
you can
like
kind
that.
of like imprint onto your character. I think.
Yeah. It's a loadout based shooter. So it's like, think of like Overwatch or something where it's like an arena shooter that's actually like a somewhat free for all squad based game. But yeah, like Matt said, you can kind of customize your character. Which is cool.
all the good Battlefield devs went and made that game. That's why it feels that way.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that. And then obviously been playing Alan Wake 2 for the podcast. Alan Wake 2 is pretty cool. Saving thoughts on that for Matt and I's episode later in the month. And then, man, old school RuneScape. Did anybody check out the 3-hour-long video essay that I sent about why old school RuneScape is cool?
No, I'm sorry.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
Not yet.
I'll put it on
haven't had a
at
chance
work.
to.
you guys
tomorrow.
you guys should check it out. You know, it might get you to realize a few things.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I love games that make you
Can't wait
watch
to
a
jump in.
video to make you think that the game is good. That's how you know the game is really good.
Okay.
So
You had to watch
I
a
wanna
3-hour video to decide who was good or not.
3.5 hour.
That's longer.
no, I
than
knew the game
the
was
amount
good.
of time I put into the game.
I know that the game is good.
Okay, you just needed the video to convince yourself.
The video is mind blowing. So everyone should check it out.
No,
Just-
I
that's the way to put it.
the way you briefly described it to me, I am intrigued on it actually. So
The joy of labor.
that's in my my backlog of video essays.
Hi, let's not fucking with what I just said.
No,
Yeah.
bro. I can literally do
Especially
anything
in
else
these
for
trying
3.5
times.
hours.
In these
Jesus
trying
Christ.
times.
All right, should we dive into it here?
Yeah, we do an
Let's run
auction.
it.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen.
All right.
Okay. And we got some crazy stuff here. This has actually been it was kind of a lot of work putting this together, not gonna lie. I was kind of going through, and you know, I'm the auctioneer. You three are the auctioneers. So as a reminder to
4?
everybody,
4.
4? Did I say 3? Okay,
Yeah.
you 4. As a reminder to what the auction was, basically what we did was everybody had a budget of 1,000 fake dollars. Each one of these people was given a variety of games to pick from and auctioned it off. It's like very simple, right? So some people paid a lot of money for really hyped games that may or may have not worked out, and some people got some games on a steal. So we will talk about that here today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and talk about the analytics of this whole entire thing. Share screen,
Sick.
window. All right, here we go. It feels like I'm working right now. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can see it. This must
Yeah,
Okay.
I could see
be
it.
great to listen to. All right.
All right, here we go. We have 2 unique metrics for everybody involved here tonight. Okay? We have an average Metacritic score, and we have what we're calling the total cost effectiveness. Okay? So my methodology here is each one of you spent money on a game. So for instance, Matt spent $200 on Lies of P in the auction. That is just what the perceived value of Lies of P was. The Metacritic score for Lies of P is 80. Okay? So Matt spent
Okay.
$2.50 per point in order to get Lies of P. Okay? So that's his dollar per point. We total up the dollars per point, so Matt spent a total of $12.43 for his total points, which is 481. We took the overall total of Metacritic scores and averaged it out across all of the games that Matt got to give him his average Metacritic score of 80.17. Okay? So Matt's total cost effectiveness is 12.43. The lower your cost effectiveness, the better you are at drafting. Okay?
Motherfucker.
Because it means that you were able to lock in games at a lower dollar spend.
That
Does
should
everybody
be,
follow?
just to nitpick, that should probably not be called cost effectiveness, because then it sounds like you don't want to be cost effective.
No, the lower your cost effectiveness means the less money you spent. Which
I
is
know
good.
that number you want to be lower, but when you say it out loud, it sounds like you want to blindly spend money poorly, because you said the lower cost effectiveness. That means I'm not being cost effective at all. Does that make sense?
Does anybody? I'm not following along with what the milkman.
Well, I
is
think
saying.
I know what you're saying. You're saying in terms of total cost effectiveness, you want the number to be lower because you're being more fiscally responsible
Exactly.
when it comes to getting value on based on the game that you
Yes.
Yeah.
auctioned, basically.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Okay.
I got it.
Okay, you get it.
I think we got
I
it.
had,
Chambers, we could talk about it
all
later.
right,
okay.
all right.
Okay. Take it off. We'll take it
Post-production.
offline. It does feel like
Okay.
work right now. We'll take
Yeah,
this offline.
sorry.
Okay. So, yeah, I have everybody. I'm just going to link this to everybody here right now. So let me just go ahead and grab
gotta
this one.
look
You
at
guys can
this.
do whatever you want with this data. I'm going to go ahead and copy the link and put it inside of our Discord chat. Okay. Whoops. I almost put it in the general chat. That would have been crazy. That would have been wild.
Oh my god, they'd be jumping all over it.
So
Chomping at the bits.
what I would like from all of you is to go through and defend your picks. Okay.
Easy.
There's some funny stuff here. Some people's numbers are obviously going to be better than other people's numbers, but we're going to be talking through it. Okay, Matt, kick us off here, dude. Talk about the purchases. Talk about the logic.
Yeah, man. So, well, hold on. I'd first like to actually. Okay, now I'll just get into it. Assassin's Creed Mirage. So, this was a game I was extremely excited about. Actually, you know, I'm someone that didn't really care for the new direction that the Assassin's Creed games took with what they did with Odyssey and then Valhalla. That kind of RPG style for those games didn't really interest me. So I was stoked to see that it was going back to its roots with Mirage. Man, oh man, was I disappointed. I played that game for maybe 20 minutes. I was like, you know what? This just doesn't feel good. And I put that bad boy down, and I haven't touched it since.
Wow.
So, you know, I think for some, and, you know, I think maybe in my younger years, maybe like when I was 15 or 16, where I just had more free time to give to games, I think I would have probably really enjoyed this rendition, you know? I think because it would have been less opportunity costs that I could be spent playing other games. But when you're 27, you don't have a lot of time. That one just doesn't hit, which netted me a disgusting 283 on my cost effectiveness.
Pretty high.
It's pretty high. Lies of P. Dark Souls, baby. FromSoft. It's not FromSoft, but it's a Dark Souls or Souls-like game.
Might as well be from
And,
Soft.
you know, might as well be
Yeah, it's
FromSoft.
basically
And
a
honestly,
Bloodborne
I mean,
This was a big hit, though.
it was
Yeah,
a big
no,
hit. It was
It
really popular.
It didn't have that high of a Metacritic score, though. It only had an 80 Metacritic score.
I was surprised when I saw that.
I'm a little
spreadsheet.
surprised.
Was it a
yeah.
bad game?
Remind me, Lucas, Metacritic pulls from like what sources again? Like
All
literally
sources.
aggregates everything.
Yeah. This was
Yeah.
the critic score on Metacritic.
Yeah. So, a little bummed to see that only got 80 because, you know, I think it was very well received. I think the way it was described kind of was that it did no wrong. You know, like it's just really good Souls-like. It doesn't particularly excel. Like it's not breaking the formula in any way, but it does it just very well, which, you know, there's something to be said for that, which netted me a depressing 250 on my 2.5 on my cost effectiveness there. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. You know, I know I paid a lot for this, but
You
know,
you paid $210 for this.
I stand by it because even if, you know, that is what hurts me a bit, that game was sick as fuck. No, this game was super fun. I mean, it was one of the best expansions I've ever played, honestly. It truly put Phantom Liberty back on the map. If you go on Twitter now, you'll only see positive things about Cyberpunk and that universe and that world. Hold on, question. Should we not be looking at the average cost effectiveness? Because of course I'm going to have more because Chambers didn't spend all his points or all his dollars.
No.
No.
Wait, that doesn't make sense because Chambers is literally getting a better advantage because that he didn't know to spend all his money.
I was frugal, all right?
You were so
I put the
pissed.
rest in
You
my
were so pissed.
401k.
No, but he has more capital, Matt. So his still cost effectiveness, like he didn't spend money on shit. Is like what
I have
that means.
liquidity.
Yeah.
I
It makes
disagree with
sense.
that.
Oh, it'll make sense when I
It-
scroll down a little bit and we look at Orion. It still makes sense, Matt.
I'm still
Okay,
confused
okay.
as fuck by
Because
this.
Hylet went to the dollar bin at the Hylet went to the dollar bin at the end of the auction, and it shows.
Yeah.
Okay, we will talk about that.
Okay.
I don't
yeah,
wanna do
Cyberpunk
this
Phantom
episode.
Liberty
He
was
went
sick.
to 5 and below.
Phantom Liberty was sick.
Dollar Tree, Five Below.
And
Damn.
it's pretty dope that it won best ongoing game over a lot of like actual ongoing games. I think that's pretty
Dude,
funny.
that's wild. That's still wild.
So stoked on that. Alan Wake 2. Obviously, we're all playing through that right now. A steal in retrospect at 155, with how many
Honestly.
nominations it got. And I think it won
Yeah.
2 or 3 awards.
It won a lot of stuff. It won a
Too
lot
much?
of awards.
2 or 3 awards. So that was awesome to see.
Actually,
And
yeah.
yeah, working through that one still, so I don't have too much to say about it right now. But for what I've seen, it's pretty sick. Sonic Superstars oddly very cost effective.
Because you didn't pay shit for it.
Because I didn't pay shit for it. I paid 120, got a Metacritic score of 73 there, coming out for a sweet cost-effective score of
C-minus.
$1.64. I haven't touched that game, and I haven't touched. Actually, I have touched. No, I haven't touched that game, and then I've barely played FC 24, which is the new soccer game that came out. So I don't have really much to say about either of those, but I stand by my picks. They're all games that I would play if I had the time. I don't have time for Sonic Superstars, but yeah, I feel good about my picks, despite apparently my overpaying on some of this. So
So to round it out, basically, Matt, your average Metacritic score for all your games comes out to 80.17. Okay, so buying Sonic Superstars and FC24 did hurt you, although you did have a low cost effectiveness with that one. So that's good.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
At what cost? Yeah.
Is what it means, because you overpaid
Yeah.
for a lot of things here. That's what we're seeing.
Yep.
Okay.
I feel good about this though overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Chambers,
Oh,
I need you to defend. I need you to talk about your picks here.
I don't need to
let's go.
defend them because they're great, but I'll talk about them.
Oh, Payday 3, I forgot.
Oh yeah, Payday 3.
That's a rough one.
That is the most upsetting thing on my list. Okay, so for people who
You guys
aren't,
love Payday 3.
No, I
You
like
guys were-
it. It's
you
just-
guys were playing
Was
the
it-
hell out of that game for a week.
for
Remember
people
that?
who aren't looking at the spreadsheet and just listening, I got Super Mario Wonder, Payday 3, Super Mario RPG, and Counter-Strike 2. Quite a sweet quartet of games, I must say. But I got a decent cost effectiveness score. I'm very happy with my Super Mario Wonder pick. I wish it would have been more in the zeitgeist of culture than it was, but I haven't even played it, but it seems like a pretty fucking cool game.
It is.
Everyone that has played it seems to love it. Payday 3 got a Metacritic score of 67, which I think is absolute BS. That it is a fun game. I don't know anyone who has not enjoyed the game when they've played it. So I don't know why it got such a low score.
Are you still playing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing.
Yeah, I got like
Is
100
anyone-
hours
Is
left.
anyone here
Insane.
playing Payday 3?
It's
Anyone?
I'm waiting for
Yeah.
new content.
Okay.
I loved it so much I went through all the content. That's my
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. I hate when that happens.
So I think that if that was justifiably rated how it should be, then my cost effectiveness score would be where it should be.
What do you think Payday 3 should be? Like what Metacritic score do you honestly think it should get?
Judging from other games, the fact that FC24 got a 75 and Assassin's Creed Mirage got a 76, I think that you could give this game like a 78 at least.
Okay. It didn't move your cost effectiveness that much.
What if you put it at 90?
Payday's a 90?
It could be.
How about 95?
It lowered your cost effectiveness less than $1.
All right. Well,
but the average Metacritic score is lit if innocent
yeah.
alternative universe we're constructing.
Yeah.
You spent a lot of money on Payday 3.
I
That's
did.
the issue
I
here.
thought it was
You
going to
spent more money on Payday 3 than Matt did on Alan Wake.
I did. I didn't really know anything about Alan Wake, so I thought that Matt made a bad decision there. And I thought Payday 3 would really make waves in streaming, which it didn't. I think streamers really missed a golden opportunity there.
It didn't pay off.
It didn't.
Not
Payday
all,
did
not all
not.
purchases pay off.
Yeah, it wasn't the biggest payday
But
of the year. Super Mario RPG. I don't know anything about it, but it seems to have gotten a decent score, so I'm happy with that. And then Counter-Strike 2, really, I was banking on that, just like breaking gaming for this year. I was banking on most of my games doing that, but this one especially, and it just seems like the tryhards like play it, and that's about it. I thought more people would play it for longer, yeah, that makes me sad. I'm really disappointed in the people more so than my picks. There's
You're
a couple
blaming the people.
Yeah,
You're blaming the people.
there's a couple picks on this
Bruh.
total list that I do wish I made. I wish I would have got Baldur's Gate. I wish I would have got Alan Wake, but I didn't. I think I got the next best games after those two, though.
Okay, I mean your average Metacritic score is higher than Matt's, so
Yeah,
you didn't buy like total trash, I guess.
I think every game on my list is quality. I don't think I got anything that's like S tier, awesome game though.
Yeah.
I did solid.
Okay,
Yeah.
you did solid.
Yeah.
And the numbers reflect that. The numbers reflect
Yeah.
that. They really do. All right. Anybody have any observation on Chambers' shit here?
I think my one takeaway is that Chambers loves Mario, and he got two of the best Mario games that came out this year.
And
So
Mario is the
definitely bumped
best
the score up for
game
sure.
character
Yeah, two Mario
in the world.
games. Two Mario games.
Yeah.
That's true.
Gonna be-
It's a big year for Mario, honestly. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
all right, the big boy. We gotta talk about Orion's picks here. So
I got a problem with this.
Okay, okay, you got a problem
Orion's
with
picks?
me.
Matt,
Yeah,
I've had
Chambers.
Jesse
Big dog.
talking.
Yeah, who's picks?
Orion, not Orion's,
Okay.
or not Chambers, but like you gotta at least factor in the spend of Silk Song into the cost effectiveness because he spent money on that.
Yeah.
Well,
And that was like we did talk about
Metacritic
that being a
score of
risky
0?
pick. Yeah,
yeah, but you can't Metacritic score that 0. Otherwise,
that's
the
fine,
average
but it
gets
goes
thrown
into its
way off.
cost effectiveness.
I assume that the reason why,
But it doesn't have a point.
Which, by the way, I spent $80 for Silk Song, so it was just like a flyer more than anything. But I'm assuming that he didn't put it on there because it'd probably break the metric or something. I'm not sure, but
Well,
I'm not arguing about it.
I
It
didn't
was a
know. I did
speculative
not
buy.
know how to calculate.
well,
it
the
because
worst game
it
is a
doesn't have
game
a
that you
point.
can't play, and
I'm with
that's what that is.
Milkman on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows if it's even coming out in 2024.
Yeah.
Damn,
Oh my
Tim.
God.
Who knows if it'll even
Okay,
be
well-
good.
Damn.
Okay, so even if
Yeah.
Tim goes to 0 here, his cost effectiveness. Wait, this would be a divide by 0 situation, though. wouldn't
One.
it?
Make
So
it a 1.
Would the score not change then?
Make it a 1.
Make it a 1. Make it a 1.
Okay.
Wait, Metacritic's good. The game didn't even
Actually,
come
give
out.
it a
though. How
negative
could you
1
review
because
that?
it's not even out yet.
Okay, so he paid $80 for a point. Wait, no, guys, that's
The metric
this
is
why-
broken.
This is why we can't factor in Silk Song in this particular way.
Man.
Or we could
Look,
take
okay.
we could take the average of everything here on the Metacritic score and say that Silk Song is that.
Wait, what?
What? No.
Oh, you mean the average of my
I think you should
scores?
just
Is that what you mean?
divide. Well, one, his average Metacritic score should be divided by 5, not 4.
Yeah.
Did I fuck that up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That
Look.
wait, no, but okay. The problem is we don't know what to score Silk Song.
I
That's the
do.
problem.
It didn't come out.
Yeah.
But it's not a 0. It's not a.
This
0.
was an
It's
auction.
a-
He spent money to get a return. He got no return. That's a 0.
but it's
$80 out of a
No, no.
$1,000 budget. Though.
This
It's
is
not that
stupid to
much.
not penalize him
it's
in
not-
some way,
Matt,
and we're penalizing
it's
him.
not, it's not 0. It is undefined. That's a
Put
different.
it as 1 then. I don't care.
But that's not. It didn't get a 1 though. It's undefined.
50.
But how do we? So you either put it as 1 then for me, or Orion just loses the whole thing.
Listen, I love how Matt's trying to take me down when I got the game of the year for $75.
Yeah, dude. Okay, let's just let Orion do his thing and talk about
All right,
what happened here, and then we could debate
Look.
Silk Song. Okay.
We can, yeah. I'm happy to debate Silk Song, and again, it was just a speculative buy for $80, which ironically I spent $5 more for the speculative buy in
clicking
Silk
around.
Song than Baldur's Gate.
Who's messing with the sheet?
Oh, I don't know who's doing
Matt.
that, but anyway,
Dude, just
he's trying to change my score.
just lock the sheet, bro.
Yeah, I
View
gotta lock the
only.
sheet, bro. Yeah.
Lock it up.
So So there's a couple things that stick out to me. Obviously, Baldur's Gate 3 was the game of the year. It scored a 96 on Metacritic, and I got it for $75. So I don't know what you guys were thinking. I didn't think that it was going to be the cultural phenomenon that it was and be one of the greatest RPGs of all time, but it definitely was worth more than $75. So you guys all missed the boat there.
Can I say something just to like why I didn't go for it as hard as I should have?
Yeah.
When I hear the name Baldur's Gate 3, I think of a bunch of fucking sweaty ass like neckbeards in their mom's basement, like getting no sunlight, no friends, no nothing, like not even senior boys in fucking New Mexico or whatever. So I thought this game was just going to be a sweaty nerd fest, and I was wrong. Guy. I'm willing to admit I was wrong.
But it also was that. But it was that too.
So
counterpoint to that, Baldur's Gate 3 was made by Larian Studios, the makers of Divinity: Original Sin 1 and 2.
Because everyone's played
those
that.
games are great. Those games.
I played them.
Yeah, those games are great.
Okay.
I don't know if they scored as high as Baldur's Gate 3, but they had the Baldur's Gate IP, Dungeons and Dragons, and basically used their formula to make one of the greatest role-playing games of all time. I obviously didn't see that coming, but I thought it was going to be a pretty good game. So $75 though, anyway. So the other thing that sticks out to me is the average Metacritic score, which was for me 87.25. I think 6 points, about 6 points higher than Chambers, which was the next highest score. So I picked all winners, baby. Yeah. I got Starfield 83.
Silk
now,
song.
okay,
Picked all winners. The man's game didn't come out. The man's game didn't come out.
It wouldn't have even been.
It probably would have been even better if it did.
Yeah, it's barely a discussion.
But it didn't come out. What are we
It's
talking
barely
about?
a discussion as it is with the
Oh my
fact
God.
that Silksong didn't come out. But if it did come out, it would be even more over the top.
But it didn't.
And it didn't. But I got Starfield
Shit,
was.
man.
It didn't get. Starfield was the one that I spent the most money at, $390. I didn't get a high of return of investment there, but I'm going to defend that pick because it came out, I think, in September or something. Mm-hmm. For the last 2.5, 3 months, this is the most divisive game that's come out in probably the last half decade to a full decade because people had such high expectations for this game and either people loved it or absolutely hated it. And there is just like endless content about this game on whether people love it or hate it. People are still, I think the user score is quite a bit lower than the Metacritic score, but just the divisiveness and the conversation alone just makes it worth the purchase price that I paid for it.
He really defended
and then Armored Core 6.
The game is so bad that it's worth it.
I gotta
It's not
say,
though. Either people love it or they hate it, and it got a better score than Payday 3.
Good games.
on Starfield,
That's
it
a
is
weird
pretty
point.
insane that it got an 83. I think I will say
That is a really high score. That's a little too much.
It's a high score.
Yo, and Payday only got a 67.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's criminal.
Well, and I think the other thing too, Bethesda games have a long shelf life because Skyrim is like the most heavily modded game I think in the history of like all games. That game is like over 10 years old, and there's the modding community there is absolutely ridiculous. The modders are kind of going away from Starfield right now, but I'm sure they'll come back at a certain point and they'll make that game awesome, and build off of the base game. So
I think you raise a cool point.
anyway.
You actually raise a cool point there because in 2033 you'll officially win this auction. That's incredible.
Oh no,
Congrats,
I'm winning
bro.
it right now, baby, just based off
Lucas,
of Baldur's
the
Gate 3 alone. But
screen
I'll get to my
guys
I'll get
have
to
it.
the other ones now. So
the viewers.
So Armored Core 6, average Metacritic score of 86. It won Best Action Game of the Year. That's another winner. And then Forza Motorsport, whatever the current iteration or number or name of it is, at another average score of
you don't
84.
even know your own game.
Did you play every single game that you bought, Matt?
Yes.
Actually,
Wait, no, you didn't.
play-
Matt. You admitted
That's a
that
lie.
you
I just
didn't.
realized. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
didn't play
I'm
Sonic.
still just upset with how this is being scored. Orion lost. It's that simple.
Okay, hang on,
But-
Matt. Let's. Okay, Tim, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
Matt.
yeah.
Even independent of Hollow Knight Silksong, which I only spent $80 for, it wasn't like I spent $200. Wasn't like I spent $250, $300. It was a speculative buy for $80, And if you look at the other games that I bought, the average Metacritic score is 87.25.
I
So
hear
it's
you,
not like
and
you could
I
say
agree on the speculative buy. However, you made a purchase to have this game involved in here, and like the fact that we're not involving the like the Metacritic score as an average, like the fact that it didn't come out, you didn't get a return. It's not NA, it's zero. It's non-existent.
When we recorded the original podcast, when we auctioned these off, it was the point of like why people did or did not bid on this is because we saw it as a risk that if it didn't come out, there would be like some sort of penalty for that.
The risk is that you spent money on something that doesn't exist, which he did,
and received no penalty for it.
But the cost effect, he did receive a penalty. He had less capital to work with during the auction. That was the penalty.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and it wasn't like during the actual episode we're like,
that,
okay,
we're evaluating it now though, and like
3 months later we're gonna have a very specific metric that if Silksong ends up not coming out, then it's gonna break the metric. We didn't even discuss that. Look at the other games on
there was an implied social
that
contract that this would be a penalty. if it didn't come out.
How about this? You have a contract for a player for $3 million. Let's just use the same number, like just $80.
$80.
And you just don't start that player. He's just on the bench.
Yeah.
The player
doesn't exist.
Well, the player didn't acquire any stats, is what I mean.
Like he tore his Achilles
measure...
like first minute of the game.
Yeah,
or like
exactly.
training
so
camp. He's not even
that
there.
play. Yeah, so the player went a full season. Like you don't say like, oh, that team, like they effectively like they're. That person had zero average, 0 points, 0 rebounds all season.
Ooh.
And therefore the Lakers like
Talk,
spend
get
on
him,
that
yo,
guy.
I got. But on the flip side of that, the money spent on that injured player that doesn't play goes against the fucking cap.
Yeah, like
okay.
So
all right,
exactly. He had less capital to work with.
Yeah, okay. I was proving somebody's point. I don't know whose, but
all right.
It just sounded smart for a second. Listen, I just want to sound smart, guys.
He deferred the money.
Listen, let me just say one more thing. Let me say one more thing. Okay, we'll factor in all your guys's opinions and everything like that. I'm gonna come up with a new metric. This metric is called total nominations and awards from the 2023 Game of the Year,
side spreadsheet.
the video game awards. Okay, so Baldur's Gate won Best RPG, Game of the Year, Best Multiplayer Game, Best Voice Performance, and Best Community Support.
Though, I'm not talking about
nominated. I know you're not, but this is my metric that I'm coming up with.
Remember what I said about Baldur's Gate 3?
Game direction,
making people super sweaty and like annoying and shit. Like,
look, the point is that you can come up with an entirely different metric where we come up with who has the most nominations and awards out of the 4 lists, and my list blows all your guys out of the water.
Yeah, that's
okay,
true.
But look at I don't see those nominations.
And we're talking about Hollow Knight Silksong. Who cares?
I care because
Matt. Okay, what is a reasonable Metacritic score to give Hollow Knight Silksong on the theoretical like list here? Because it can't be 1. If it's 1,
fine, 50.
I would say
50?
it would be. It would have to be a low score, but not not something that is breaking like a 1. Like probably like
20.
Would you say, Matt? What about like low?
Without even looking at it,
with 50, honestly.
Wait, hold on. Without even looking at it, how about subtracting 10 from Hollow Knight 1? How about that?
Sorry,
that would still be
whatever the Metacritic score for Hollow Knight 1 is.
Pretty sure it's an 80 on Metacritic.
No, because Hollow Knight 1.
Hollow Knight 1 has 90.
It also is a game that has
come
out,
works, though.
and you can play.
I think we're arguing the dumbest fucking point ever known.
I just want to win.
This is the stupidest argument ever. This is so stupid.
It doesn't matter. You guys are not going to win because he has the better Metacritic score. Period. You guys will not beat him in terms of the
if we're
quality.
focusing on quality, yeah.
Wait, how could he comment? Oh, Matt's on the freaking TFP. Okay, Matt has permissions.
Look at that. Give it a 50. All of a sudden, damn, 79, 80 average.
It's so higher than mine.
Silksong, worst game ever. Shittiest game of the year.
I think
there has to be a penalty. The game literally didn't come out.
I think to be fair, I think the most fair is actually kind of what Tim said, which is to take Hollow Knight's Metacritic score and subtract
No.
10. Just like
No
to give it
way,
better.
How
bro.
is that
Yeah,
fair at
it's the
all?
sequel. We're taking
At least
the sequel
20.
and
At least 20 if you want to do that. Like there's no way. There's no.
Okay, but like
20,
okay,
no, if 50 is
Guys,
fine.
guys,
I just think this is such an
can I
absurd
request
argument.
one thing? We're obviously arguing to win, and I respect it. It's part of like what we're doing. But if we take our bullshit hats off and think like gamers, do we honestly, in our heart of hearts, thinks like a Hollow Knight 2 is going to score that much lower than its predecessor?
No, it's going to be Game of the Year
No,
for
but it didn't
2024.
come out.
And it's probably going to be
It didn't come
high.
out.
It
That's
didn't
But,
come out.
but this
the
is all a
point.
fucking speculative exercise anyways.
But yeah, exactly,
So, I
Matt.
don't-
Something not coming out is like shouldn't break your entire. It doesn't break the entire system. Like
Yeah, look at all the other games that I picked also, and it was only $80 for Silk Song.
Like,
Look
Matt,
at the
what
list.
you're saying is basically like if someone bought something on spec, they go bankrupt. That's what you're saying.
I think I am saying that. Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, Matt. You know
I don't
that doesn't make
understand.
sense.
He bought a game, and we're averaging out the Metacritic scores of his games, and you're dividing it by 4, not 5. I don't understand how you can do that if the game literally didn't get a Metascore.
Because it's an undefined value. It's not a 0. So it's not included in the average.
You guys would have more of a point if I spent $300 on Silk Song. You could hold that against me, but $80? Come on, you
But like,
guys.
if that was also
Come
the
on.
case, the
Do we-
original point stands.
do we-
You would have only had $700 for games that came out.
Do we
this
have like
year.
a finance bro friend that can find a
It's
solution?
Matt.
for-
Matt's the finance guy. And Matt, if you buy something on spec, you don't go bankrupt. Unless he didn't buy like a call on it or a put. He just bought it cash.
I feel like it was a call though. He was buying a future contract
Yeah.
to see how the game performed. It literally was a
No,
call.
no.
It literally was a call.
No, because
Matt
he
knows
was
it.
buying. He was buying.
No, he's
Uh,
buying a
He
stock.
was buying
He's
a
not buying
contract to
call.
see how it performed. No.
He's
Wait.
buying a stock, Matt.
No.
He's
This
buying a
expired
st-
2023. This game comes out 2024. This is a fucking
I
contract
got
that
the
went to
game
0.
of the year for
I don't give a
$75.
I do not
Come
fucking
on!
care. You bought a contract
Jesus
that expired at the
Christ.
end of 2023. This game's not coming out this year.
And therefore, everything else is voided?
Yeah,
Are you nuts?
That's
What?
how it works. Lucas
Can
said
I-
get a
can I
finance
bring up
bro.
a point?
That's
Because
here
I think we're
I
just
am.
arguing in
Okay,
fucking
Here
circles.
I am.
Since we're playing,
Okay,
since we're playing what ifs and hypotheticals, everyone could have just skipped that fucking game. Tim could have paid $80 more for Baldur's Gate 3, and he would still like have like the most critically acclaimed lineup. I won't say he has a winning lineup, but on Metacritic's metrics, it would still be the most critical successful lineup. So
That is fine, but we're looking at. I see average Metacritic score highlighted, and for me, man, I'm even being generous by allowing 50 on there.
I appreciate your generosity,
How about
Matt.
this? Well, to move forward, because we got to move forward. We're going to have 2 versions of this. Matt, what do you want your version
To
to be?
reality.
oh my god.
Sorry, of what exactly?
Of just what do you want me to write in for the Metacritic score for Silk Song?
I mean, on a personal level, I think it should be 0, but I understand why everyone thinks that unreasonable, so I'll go 50. I think that's a
Okay.
fair split.
Okay.
And can I just say that with one caveat? Can we have a separate metric created to combine the total number of nominations and
Yeah.
winners from the Game of the Year awards?
Yeah,
Come
Yeah,
on, you
I thought we
guys!
hated the game
Matt's-
of the year.
I have
award.
I have
thought-
those metrics if we do.
I thought we hated the
want
awards.
to dig
He
into
still
that.
he still beats your total cost effectiveness, Matt. That's the
Not my
irony.
Metacritic score, though.
Okay, so
Alternative
Okay.
facts.
Got me by a couple.
but you can't,
Points.
Matt. You can't review something that didn't come out. That's like there is no score. So this is all completely. This is even more BS than like call put logic because there's no
nah.
dollar value.
If I was
There's-
doing full call put logic, man, that'd be 0. I'm being very generous.
No,
right now.
but it wouldn't be 0 because there's no the contract has although the contract has expired in 2023, there's no dollar amount on the contract.
there
so,
is.
like-
It's $80.
There's no but the value. Okay, that's how much he bought it for. But the value.
So
of what
you
it
literally
is-
said that was perceived value earlier. That's the perceived value of the game is $80.
the perceived value of the game is $80, but the value of the game has not been like assigned. There's no value for the game because there's
For
no
the-
score for the game. It's not 0. It's not 50. It's nothing. That's my
No,
point.
it's 0 because this is the 2023 auction review.
No, it's
and this
it's not a
expired
0
at the end of
because
2023.
the game did not get reviewed.
If this was 2023 into 2024, I think if we're looking at it as cold hard logic, I'm right. If we're doing the charitable approach, you're right. But objectively, the way this was framed was the 2023 games.
But in your cold hard logic way, if somebody bought a game on spec, no matter what it was, their average Metacritic score is effectively going to be half of whatever it is, or like a fifth of whatever it was subtracted, because of the way averages work on Metacritic average. So if we were to use cold hard logic like that, it's completely destroying the value of anybody's average Metacritic score for simply buying a game on spec that didn't come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm willing to move on. I'm gonna let my games speak for themselves. I do think that it's a little unfair that one caveat to a game that never released for $80 was the main conversation for a list that I feel like I did a pretty good job of getting really good value on a lot of the games, and the games ended up being really good. But let's move to Timuron because we've spent way too much time on this.
Highlight. Go for it.
I was actually going to add one more quick point as a potential solution, the way this spreadsheet's set up, if that's cool. Total, like, we don't have a total of how all the scores of each of our like confirmed games are divided by money spent, and that would give us the overall dollar per point. Like,
Wait,
or
say that again.
Can I edit the sheet or no?
Oh,
I can't.
I
That's
see
great.
what you're saying.
So like,
I see what
so
you're saying.
Tim spent 940 points for Starfield,
yeah,
Armored
yeah,
Core, BG3, and Forza. If you average the totals together, we'll get a final dollar per point. So that
Okay.
I think will help reflect
Yes.
a non-existent score, more money spent, and like how the cap or whatever. Like he did pay more for nothing, and I think that's how it'll
Genius.
ultimately come out.
That's genius.
Yeah, that's why I was
That makes
dissociating for a good 5 minutes at the end there.
Okay.
Was because I was like, there's
Okay.
a way to figure this out, and you
He
guys
was in a K-hole.
aren't it right now.
Yeah.
So
My eyes are
so
still
what are we
rolling
doing?
in the back of my head from that explanation. So
Okay.
what- yeah.
So basically, he's saying take total dollar amount spent and divide it by overall points received for Metacritic, and that's actually
Oh.
the
yeah,
dollar.
do it the other way.
Okay.
Do the
so
dollars
it'd be
divided by the score because it's dollar
940
per
divided by
point.
349 in Orion's
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Right?
Genius.
Oh wow, dude, that was crazy.
That's gangster.
Okay. So
So
hang
cool.
on.
I don't think that's right though, right? It wouldn't be 0.37. I think he'd come out to about
that's-
3 point something roughly.
Okay, let me.
So on average, Orion spent $3 and change per point of all of his games.
Right.
Wait, is that right? Equals.
Yeah, so it should be
Dollars
equal.
divided by-
Okay, the formula should be equal C34 divided by
There it is.
B34.
There it is. It's
So,
$2.60.
Oh, so it's not even $3 a point. Orion spent $2.69 per point at the end of the day, at the end of the auction.
Okay.
All right.
So Matt
Okay.
had actually a lower effectiveness score. Wait, hang on.
Yes.
The implications here.
No, lower would
Okay.
be better. That means
But
I
the
spent less per
implication.
point in this case.
No, this actually still makes sense. This means
Yeah,
that
Matt-
Tim
Matt crushed
has
it.
a higher average Metacritic score, but Matt has a lower total cost per point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
And
my
that's why I
point-
think Matt's is the second best list.
Damn.
Okay.
I see how it is.
Okay, let me do this with Timuron, and
Okay.
go ahead, Hyla. Talk through your thing.
Dude, I've been struggling to figure out what to say. I think my auction just wound up becoming the fucking chaos list. It's a mix of top shelf liquor and the plastic bottle shit you get at Trader Joe's when you're a broke college student. Some I'm not surprised by, like Spider-Man 2, I definitely overspent because I had my spider boner. Still do a little bit. It's not as hard, but still a little chubby. But I definitely overspent considering the score and the lack of wins it garnered at the Game Awards. I do believe Game Awards is a metric that we can look at. So, Tim, I'm in your corner there. Fae Farm, I didn't realize that the cost spend was cool. Like, I got a 76. I haven't heard anything about this game. I don't know anyone that plays it, but I was happy about that. Mortal Kombat 2, I thought was a solid buy. 83, 125, 83 Metacritic score. I spent 125, which was $1.50 or $1.5 per point. Pikmin 4 was actually my probably biggest surprise because I'm not a Pikmin head. I just know some people like it, and apparently enough people liked it where it won best sim game, and
It's
it
a
had an
sim
87,
game?
which is
It did. Win
according to
best
Jeff
like,
Keighley.
sim.
What
According to
is it
Jeff Keighley,
simulating?
it's simulating the
I'm not mad at you.
sweet like
It
embrace
won
of death.
best. It won best strategy sim game.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a strategy.
That's what it won.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then looking at my list in total, it's kind of hilarious how I drop off so fucking hard. So in my Five Below, Big Lots, Walmart dollar bin, I got
dollar bin, dude.
Detective Pikachu Returns, which got a 66 on Metacritic, Madden 24, which is a 65, NBA 2K, which got a 68. And I'm not surprised because these yearly games are high key ass on it at this point. Like they're copy paste, like with very minimal tweaks. Mine's a more, I don't know why I went for it. This was a true like fucking moment, I think.
Yeah. $10.
But 17 cents per point is a damn good value, I gotta admit.
It's not bad.
why
It's
it's
not
It's
bad.
not bad, yeah. And Just Dance, I was actually surprised it got a 72, to be honest. So thanks to the dollar bin, I definitely won the frugal draft. And you know, I can make an argument that my list has something for everybody in the family. Like you can have a big group over and you'll have something that'll appease somebody. I can also argue that I really went a fucking bro route. Like the games, like the gamers I'm annoyed at by right now that want Spider-Man 2 to sweep all the game awards are the same assholes playing Madden 24 and 2K on the regular. So I'm also a little ashamed that my list represents a demographic of gamers that I'm currently really annoyed by. So if you want to see my thoughts on Spider-Man 2 and all this shit, go to our Twitter because
check out the Twitter.
it's
It's
been
crazy.
annoying as fuck hearing people bitch about Spider-Man 2 not winning anything. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be the first one to say I probably took the biggest L in terms of quality, and not even probably. I definitely took the biggest L. If you take
Objectively.
if you take
Yeah,
like,
and one of your games didn't come out.
and one of my games didn't come up, but I don't think anyone's clamoring for Toxic Commando, bro. Like,
Matt, you have any comment on that?
Give it a 1.
Nah, man, that's cool.
No,
But-
we figured it out. We figured it out. We don't need to open it up again.
but I know how to
Embrace
spend my
debate.
motherfucking money when it comes to value. So, you know, I'm there at fucking Ross and TJ's Maxx and Marshalls,
Yeah.
fucking killing it. I'm picking up my Nike like off-brand for like $5.
You went
So-
to Goodwill, bro, and you dug through the bins.
I did.
You
I did.
You have the lowest cost effectiveness by like a lot, basically. But at the sacrifice of having far below the average Metacritic
Yeah.
score as well.
Which
So,
is 74. It's like I'm trailing by at least like 6 points. And my total
Yeah.
like score, if we total all the scores on all my games, is 666. And I can't say I won or Jesus won't like me anymore.
Yeah.
And I can't have that. So
If we were
not
all-
before
True.
Christmas. Not before Christmas.
So go ahead, Chambers.
If we were all like trading stocks or something, Timron would be the person who's like buying and selling like failing companies, like Washington Mutual or something, or
Pretty
like flipping
much.
penny stocks.
So the best average Metacritic score belongs to Orion.
Clearly.
Okay, with an 87.25. We all could just agree on that.
Yeah,
Like he has
yeah.
Armored Core, Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, and Forza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Those all got really, really well reviewed. The lowest Metacritic score is obviously High-Let, like we said. You actually did have a 90. I mean, Spider-Man 2's a 90 Metacritic
It's
score.
and it's not a bad
Metacritic.
game, and we've talked about that at length. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's not a Baldur's Gate or
Yeah.
something like that.
Chambers had the second highest Metacritic score by a small margin at 81.25, but he overpaid basically for everything.
I did, and I honestly feel absolutely slighted by the Metacritic score. I will accept defeat in this at the end of the day, but I am very upset about the Metacritic score for Payday 3 because that did not feel like a 67 of a game that I played.
It
like a
also has a
75.
6. It also has a 6 out of 10 on Steam.
Really?
Steam heads don't
Yeah.
know. I played it. I played it on.
So who
I played it
But
on
who
Game
does
Pass.
know? Like,
I played it on.
Yeah,
Game
who
Pass.
does know? Like, who's supposed to?
What does Open Critic say? I wonder if Open Critic
Is that a
says something
different
different.
critic?
aggregate thing.
Yeah, it's like similar aggregator to.
I mean, if it's pulling the same data that
Metacritic,
Metacritic
let's see.
is, it's probably not going to be that different.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the same number.
The user reviews are also
Chambers.
really bad for Payday 3 too, though.
I don't. Okay.
Chambers, you're not going to be happy to hear this, but OpenCritic has it at 64.
What?
Sorry, dude. I tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
Man, I have bad taste in games. I guess
It
I
has
like to-
it has the user score is actually.
I think I have
even
you beat there,
lower. It's a
Chambers.
I don't need it.
3.6.
I don't need to hear it.
Oh yeah, the critic. Yeah, the
Holy
user
shit.
scores
We
even
don't
lower.
know.
Yo,
We don't
I'd
trust-
rather pay Payday 3 than fucking Madden. So
We don't trust.
Pretty
the
got that
alright
over
basic
me.
gunplay, yet the game's design is far worse than Payday 2. The number of guns and other gear is underwhelming. The AI is laughably bad.
I'd like to know what Payday 2 was at launch, because Payday 2 had no, like dead ass. Payday 2 had a ton of content drop over the
Yeah.
years, tons of missions,
Yeah,
upgrades, guns. So like, if we're comparing the final product of Payday 2 to Payday 3 now, I think that's a
what I'm
little
saying.
unfair.
exactly.
But if Payday 2 at launch
Okay.
was better, then okay, I got no argument, because
Yeah.
I didn't play Payday 2 at like the start of it.
Payday 2 is an accumulation of years of content drops
Yeah.
and stuff.
You
Like
should
10
have bought
10
Payday
years of
3 next
support.
year then.
It isn't. It's not going to come out next year.
Okay, well you overpaid, man.
I'm-
I don't
Yeah,
know what
I
to
at
did.
tell
the
you.
end of the day,
I did.
It was
I did.
Yeah, you
I have
overpaid.
money. I gotta spend it. You know.
And Matt's right here in the middle, I suppose, with total cost effectiveness of $2.08, so $2.08 per Metacritic point. Average Metacritic rating of 80.17. So you and Chambers are actually really close. You're behind Chambers a little bit, which, looking at what you got, I think really Sonic and FC24
On the
just-
Metacritic score, but ahead on the cost effectiveness.
Yeah, exactly. But the Metacritic stuff makes sense because Sonic Superstars and FC24 are just those.
they were
really tanked
destined
you,
to
I
be
think.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
like those. If you just didn't get those, I think your score would be a lot higher.
To be fair, on the FC24 pick, I assumed, and I'm not
I really
complaining,
like
I
Matt's
just,
list,
this is
honestly.
my fault
Like,
logic at the
Assassin's
time. I
Creed
assumed
Mirage,
we were
I
going
mean,
to
that
factor
was,
in
you know,
sales
kind of
somehow
like
into
a
this, but we
half-baked
didn't, so
Assassin's
that's on
Creed,
me.
but Liza P, Phantom Liberty, Alan Wake 2, like those top three, you could put that up against any of our other top threes, and it's like way up there. Those
Yeah.
are all
Yeah, I'm
fantastic
stoked on
games.
those picks.
Honestly, Liza P should have gotten a way higher score. Those three are like your banner three for sure.
Honestly,
Liza P
too,
should have gotten a better score. I don't know why it
On
didn't.
Phantom Liberty, I think there's something to. I mean, granted, did you have to pay for the base game? Yes, but like on this like expansion alone, you know, it was like what $30 or 25, and it's like an extra 15 hours of content right there. You know, like there's a lot of value in
Wow.
that too. So
So is the
Okay.
length of
Yeah, and I
Spider-Man.
Next time
think
we'll do dollars per
concurrently-
hour. Dollar
Well,
per
right.
hour.
Yeah,
Concurrently
$30
with the expansion, they also released like a huge patch that fixed like almost everything like in the base game and made tons of changes
Yeah.
too. So it's
like
yeah.
not even the same game.
That'd
I
be-
want to play it. I have it. I want to buy the expansion. I haven't had time. I haven't had a chance to play it, but I would love to. Play
Oh yeah,
it
man, you love
'cause
it.
I've heard nothing but great things.
That'd be a fun category next year, like a side category. Like we'll get the time to beat scores,
Yeah.
the average time to beat, and then weigh that against the cost or the
So how much game
Hour
are you
per
getting for
dollar.
your money?
Another metric.
Yeah.
for your money.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay.
So for an MMO, is it just an infinity sign at that point, or
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Are we cool to wrap it up here? Did we successfully talk through civilly in a civil way?
Took us a while.
Yeah.
I don't know
Took us a
about the
while,
civil
we got
part,
there,
but we
right?
definitely got to
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. Well, cool. Thank you everybody
It
for
was,
joining.
it was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
we still
that was,
love
that was
each
a good
other.
time, and I think we do.
I wouldn't go
It's-
that
it's
far.
all
about-
I've
it's
gotten
all
on an
about-
episode in a while.
Yeah, that was Matt was freaking out, dude.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I know.
Matt had a temper tantrum
Lastly,
like Patrick Mahomes.
we-
I did, bro.
It
Dude.
was incredible.
Before we go, I did want to talk through and plug our social media channels, Matt, because we've actually been posting some really, really fantastic content, and we've been streaming.
We have, yeah. So everyone, as always, you can find our Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at TFP Podcast. That's at TFP Podcast with an S at the end. And then as well in the link tree on any of those social media handles, you can find links to our website, thanksforplaying.live. Keep a lookout. We actually have some pretty exciting written content coming out there soon. So keep a lookout for that. And then in the link tree as well, you can find a link to our YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to that. We're going to have some videos coming out soon, as well as highlights from streams that we do and just live streaming as well. So check that out. And of course, you can check out our Twitch. Thanks for playing podcast. I think it's Thanks for Playing Pod, or is it Thanks for Playing Podcast? Twitch.
Thanks for playing pod.
Pod.
Thanks for playing pod.
Thanks for Playing Pod on Twitch. And of course, shoot us an email, thanksforplayingpod@gmail.com. Best place to reach us is Discord. You can find that in the link tree on any of our social media handles or the link to our website. You'll find the invite there if you just click the little Discord icon. Any last words, anyone?
That was all I had, man.
Cool.
I'm Gucci.
All right, everyone. This has been Thanks for Playing. Catch you next time. Skibbity bop. Thanks for Playing is a production of Good Ideas Only. Your hosts are Lucas Luna and Matt Rockaby. Our music was done by the impeccable Sammy Luna, and our logo design was done by the talented Isaac Palestino. Special thanks to the Roll Call Bunch and Red Circle.